Hello and welcome. I'm Kyle Markwalter for FilmBite, and I'm super excited to bring you the first ever FilmBite review. For this initial review, I am psyched to take a stab at one of the most anticipated films of the year, Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel is the 21st film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and is the first MCU film to be solo helmed by a female lead hero, making this an important step for Disney's ever-growing film franchise. It was directed by Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck, in their most visible film release to date, and brings several familiar faces such as Samuel L. Jackson and Clark Gregg back to the MCU. The film follows Vers, played by Brie Larson. Vers is a member of Kree's advanced military team, Star Force. The Kree are a race of militaristic aliens who value combat preparation over just about everything. However, she possesses powers far greater than the Kree around her, making her particularly important to her people. Struggling with dreams involving an older woman, Vers is urged by those around her to control her emotions in order to become the most effective combatant she can be. She is sent on her first mission to recover a Kree spy stationed among a race of shapeshifters called Skrulls, with whom the Kree have been at war for years. However, the mission does not go according to plan, forcing Vers to chase down the memories of her past that are constantly bubbling up around her. I gotta start by saying that reviewing this film is hard. In fact, at this point, reviewing any MCU film is hard. A film review is supposed to weigh the cinematic, aesthetic, cultural, and industrial merits of a film. But as many have recently discussed with films like Avengers: Infinity War, it has become increasingly difficult to sit with a Marvel film and review those merits. Do you take it as a standalone cinematic experience? Do you tear into its writing to see how the story crafts characters and folds the viewer into the world of this one film? Or do you look at a film like Captain Marvel as an episode in a complex and expensive television show? Do you make comparisons to other episodes that have accomplished similar feats, better or worse, and begin to parse out the differences between episodes, their weaknesses and strengths? While those questions are right in the front of my mind and do not have an easy answer, I believe a reviewer's job is to be able to balance the demands that a network of films creates on a viewer while being able to step back and assess a single film with the tools that would be applied to any movie. The balance is difficult, but I will do my best to see both sides with justice. So, on to the review. Vers, or should I say Captain Marvel, faces great personal demons through much of this film and presents the audience with a complex set of thematic questions that frankly are often missing in MCU films. As the plot thickens and develops, questions of the dangers of indoctrination, the strength of womanhood, the importance of valuing oneself, and even the destructive nature of colonialism rise swiftly to the surface. A special mention needs to be made of Ben Mendelsohn. Mendelsohn has recently been the face of faceless institutional evil in a bunch of films. But 2018's favorite corporate punching bag plays a wonderfully affecting Skrull with one of the most touching character motivations in the MCU. Some moments of choice dialogue writing provide enough verbal development of the more important themes to remain with the audience well after the movie is finished. Watch for a particularly relevant discussion of eye color toward the end. However, the writing also remains one of the weakest elements throughout the film. Besides a noteworthy running gag about a cat, the jokes seem kind of haphazardly sprinkled among the scenes as if the writers remembered that Marvel films are supposed to be fun. I don't usually reference audience reactions, but it was awkward sitting in a packed room with people not really laughing at jokes falling flat. Not even a pity giggle. But more importantly, the plot itself seems to lack the vitality that Vers' circumstances would seem to demand. Chunks of exposition bog down important moments, while scenes of action are used more to watch people hit things than allow Vers to continue her journey and self-discovery. By the climactic fight, any real threat seems noticeably lacking. The fighting actually develops Vers very little. It reflects change, but doesn't create change. At the same time, Captain Marvel's position within the MCU makes it difficult to write a story like this that connects narratives from different films. The complexity of the cinematic network forces the writers to make some illogical decisions for the sake of allowing the previously set stones of the MCU temple to remain untouched. Moreover, the film recycles elements from the MCU and other films in ways that feel very trite. The soundtrack is Guardians of the Galaxy reworked for the 90s. The film style feels very blah, and the identity crisis of a hero and the comments on race and perspective are familiar from a number of other films. But their place in the MCU is very refreshing to see. While not executed with the depth and nuance the themes are due, Captain Marvel's attempt to tackle bigger questions of identity, war, perspective, and power through a female hero is important and uplifting. However, this film does leave me to ask myself yet again a question that has been floating about me for the past several years. Why can't we demand of our big budget entertainment films the depth and nuance more artistically respectable films wield? Doesn't Captain Marvel deserve a film that lets her struggle shine in the best possible way? I don't see entertainment and depth as mutually exclusive, and I urge you to do the same. I also urge you to see Captain Marvel. I give it 2.5 bites out of 5, making it a decent, if not wholly satisfying film experience. Thank you for watching. Once again, I'm Kyle Mark Walter for Film Bite. Remember, every movie I review is worth watching. Taste takes training. Train yours. Please subscribe to my channel and leave any comments below. Thanks for watching.